I've had a lovely, lovely weekend. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Hello, welcome to my podcast. Um, so today is Wednesday, 8th of November, 8:25 p.m. So the reason why I'm having to go live is because for some funny reason, while I was recording my podcast offline, I came into such crazy predicament. I'm recording and then suddenly it just exits off Podbean. So I decided to go live instead. So this topic is on romance. I was explaining earlier about some of the comments I had received about my podcast. One from America and one from Dubai. And it can be found on other platforms that's linked to the feed. I mean, the feed's all right, but the feed could be a bit better because why would you be a feed and I have to keep uploading myself? I have to keep uploading myself and uploading at specific times. And another comment I had, someone I know asked me whether everything I speak about is scripted. And I said, it is not scripted. But did you want it to be scripted? Because it's not scripted. In all honesty, I would actually say, because I didn't really plan to go on this live today, I just prefer to do that podcast, and that was it really. Let's do something new then, because I was just a bit disappointed that how can I be recording and I didn't like the music's on the Podbean. It's like I've credited the songs that's on there, and I was talking about if you're in a relationship and there's like a serious relationship and there's no romance, that means you're not deeply in love with each other. Then I pressed the effects button, which was the crow, and then it just went after. That wasn't immediately after the effects button. It was like a few minutes when I went back to talk. Then you basically just hear what you hear, and it's so I'm just responding to a message because someone said they were not able to attend because they're all the way in Australia, but it's virtual on Zoom, or virtual on Skype, whatever suits you. But no, okay, just sharing at the moment. Sorry, this is bring me back to my Periscope days. Periscope days is bringing me back to that, where I normally share. Just because this is on live and I didn't plan to be on live today, I just plan to basically do the podcast the way. But what should I say? One second. Okay, I've sent the message just because I just feel as though when you're on live and you need people to join as well, but it's just like a really good positive thing, you know. Like 3 people from America and 4 from United Kingdom. But I'm inviting, but I don't know what the time zone is over there, sorry to say, because I mean I spoke to them yesterday, but they didn't really say anything apart from I'm busy at the moment. And I'm like, what time is it? And I was like, hey, yeah, yes, okay, I get it, you're busy, I'm busy. But I'm never too busy to actually like be able to talk to people and everything. Okay, so back on this topic, and I will really say this topic, romance, it's very, very interesting because romance is obviously defined as put in action to the love you have towards someone, but in a very in a very affectionate way, and it's based on your strong attraction that you have towards them. And most times people find it hard to show any form of romantic gestures to whoever they are in courtship with. Um, because already people feel as though if someone loves you, they should automatically just automatically show you that love, or automatically show you that type of affection in romance. And I would say, wait, this music to not distract. I would say it's very important to know what you want, and in that retrospect, many people do not like to have a romantic relationship when they're in courtship with somebody. And many times I would actually say, if there's no romance in any way, shape or form, romance as in like those majestic gestures, it could be majestic in the man's eyes or it could be majestic in the woman's eyes. But I feel as though it doesn't have to be anything too grand, but it could be things like going on long walks, making a meal for them, take them dancing, buy them some chocolates, take them on a romantic retreat. This more than 1,000 things you can do. Write them a heartfelt letter. Yeah, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of things one could do in a romantic relationship. That is courtship, romantic courtship. Especially if someone is not deeply in love with that individual, then they will find it very difficult to do anything romantic. It may not be because that person doesn't know what to do, or because the person knows their love language. Because with all love languages that people have, there's more than 7 love languages, but sometimes people only talk about 4 or 5. But with all the love languages that they have, if you're deeply in love with someone, you would do something romantic for them, or with them or for them. You know, some people don't like their hands being held. Holding your partner's hand, that's romantic. You know, if they don't like actual flowers, getting rose flower petals that are plastic, is still a thing, you know. um Being nice to their parents is a romantic thing for some people. You know, people just know things like about oysters and champagne, chocolate, avocados, watermelon, almonds, asparagus, figs, all these things. Like, people just know that because they love food and their partner loves food. But, you know, writing letters is still not, it's not like too outdated. Writing someone a letter, you know, is beautiful. Meeting up for lunch is romantic. It's not nothing. We lunch or coffee or tea or something, you know. um Running them a bath, that's romantic. Making your dining room into a restaurant for two. um Giving them a good foot massage, you know, a back massage or something. Like, romance doesn't mean sex. I've always said this to people. Romance isn't sex, and sex isn't romance. And some people find it hard to to fathom. People find it hard to fathom at times. I don't know why, but people just do find it hard to comprehend. Um, I find it hard too, because sometimes with some people's, the times they were born, the seasons they were born, you know, um, especially different star signs and everything. Some people don't, they do not want romance at all. And if you don't want romance, you'll be fine. You don't feel like you need any romance. Good on you. Good for you. But there are some people who desire to have romance, and no one should take that away from them. No one should take that and say, oh, your relationship, you know, you shouldn't, or you should, you know, or it's just those things to me. You shouldn't, or you should, and it's just, you're not the other person's other half in that relationship. So you should keep your opinions to yourself. If they want to, if they want to, then they can. If they want to, then they can. I mean, if you feel like you're an advocate in their relationship and you're the third wheeler, um, and you're the third wheeler, I don't agree with people having third wheelers in their relationship. As in, it's just you and them, one and one. It's not one and one and one plus one plus one plus one equals three. So as soon as there's a third party in that and they control everything concerning you both, it's very, 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 very unlikely that they would want to leave when it's time for them to mind their own business and go about their own business. You know, I do feel as though when all is said and done in a relationship that is supposed to be grounded on in-depth and true love, it's not very easy to really find that, you know, for some people. And it's definitely not the thing where everyone really desires to be in a romantic relationship. But if that's a plus side, then that will have a wonderful courtship. They will have a wonderful, it would be wonderful, I'd say. But if there's not much romance in that relationship, and the other person is happy with that, then fine. Then fine. Then there's a round of applause for you people. It's a round of applause. I don't know how you everybody. Don't go, man. I'm still with you. Good on you. Good on you. Don't get her. But it's just what you would say. It's just what you say because people are not the same. Everyone's different. And because everyone's different, everyone's different. I literally reiterating myself again. Everyone wouldn't want the same thing, you know? Everyone would want different things. So it's about asking them, are you happy to have a non-romantic relationship while we're together? While we're trying to get married, hopefully, you know? It's just all these issues that could rise up in such relationship is just people not listening. People not listening to each other. People not listening because it's not all relationships that people really want something romantic, but then really and truly it's 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 very important. It's very important to discuss this among each other. And you know, I will not be in between anybody's relationship in terms of how it's going, whatever. People who do that, who have done that to other people, like, your time is coming. We don't know how long your relationship will last because you've tried to jeopardize other people's relationships in any way, shape, or form, or being in mix-ups by pulling your friend to be with your other friend's partner, or forcing yourself on your friend's partner, all this crazy stuff. And also some men are gold diggers and the women can't really detect it. And also some women are gold diggers and some men cannot detect it. This is the day and age we're in. So when you're talking about romance, is whether or not it's little money or not. It's not about whether or not the person has huge amount of money or whether or not they have little amount of money. It's not really about that. And if this is what people really, really hold on to for their dearest life, it will be very, very, very disgusting. So I say that is too much of a pressure to think for your life that, oh, you want a romantic relationship but the person has, they don't want to spend, they have too much money but they're too selfish, or it's not necessarily the thing where you want them to have too much. In some relationship they're so envious, the partner's envious of the other partner. It can be very, very vile, and it could be based on money. So that's why both of them wouldn't be thinking about romantic gestures, or they wouldn't be thinking about that because they're too envious of each other's money in their account as partners as well. Can you imagine? Can you really imagine that? So I would really say it is not in my position. I have to reiterate that because I don't want anyone to start saying that I'm a relationship coach or therapist, because I'm not. Go seek for your help. I am not being your relationship or romance or love or sex motivational coach at this point. I'm really not. I'm not. I have some experiences because I started getting to know the other um gender, or like the other, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't necessarily say I started dating early, because that will sound utterly nasty if I say it as early as the age I'm gonna mention. But I was mainly into platonic relationship with opposite sex growing up. So that's the reason why I've been able to like pick up stuff. And then when I started actually seriously dating, it was still platonic, but some of them just couldn't say accept my no for certain reasons. And that's the reason why I broke up with certain people, because they can't accept no when you don't want to kiss them or whatever. But no, I've really reached this point. Hi, Coach Cycle or Silo, or I don't know how to say your name. Coach CYLE. Hi, Kyle. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know. I don't usually do my podcast live because it's podcast for a reason. But I normally do it offline, and I was doing it offline, but I came into some trouble after like going into 35 plus minutes of it, and it basically ended on its own. So kind of peed me off, but I was like, I'm still going. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. But no, I was like, okay, for this reason I'm going on live, and I shared it on like multiple platforms. I was like, you must be joking. But no, I'm not really in the business of trying to coach people in that area. Like I do feel like my specialty is mainly mental health coaching, if that makes sense, and not like relationship coaching or romance coaching or sex coaching or love coaching. No. Because this episode romance, I'm not in a good place where I can talk about this romance. So I mean, I'm in all right place talking mentally on it, emotionally, but I mean, there's over 1,000 romantic gestures that one could do where they're in, a deep, intense courtship. Um, and when you're talking to someone, they might not be romantic, or you might not be romantic, or you don't think you're romantic. And these are the kind of questions that people need to ask themselves in, like whatever type of relationship you're in, because like my first episode talking about love, we've already gone through all of that, you know, gray area, white area, black area. Now we've gone through all of that. And my most recent episodes, they both were not recorded live, they were recorded offline, as a podcast should be. But no, I really feel as though the topic I did on sex recently, the two comments I had received, one on Amazon and one on Mixcloud, it really got me thinking. It really got me thinking. There was both of them were paragraphs, one from Dubai and one from America. And the one from Dubai, like, I don't want to go through the message again. It was just a bit cringy, because he's talking about how he has a girlfriend, he's looking for a wife, and like, and like this whole, like, he agrees with what I'm saying, he wants to join the show. I don't know, like, it was just, then he has like second doubts, like he asks whether the women here in the United Kingdom that are wife material. I'm just like, stick with your girlfriend. And he's like, I don't know, it was just so strange. He was like, oh, his girlfriend needs some advice and all. I don't, I'm not your coach, y'all. Like, you guys should just stay in your lane, you Dubai people. But I'm not your coach. But that's just from listening to episode 1. They haven't listened to episode 2 yet, apparently. But and then the American person on the Mixcloud, the Amazon one was the one on the Dubai one, and then the Mixcloud was the one in America. I mean, that he just explained briefly in the topic, and it shouldn't be an ultimatum if the man says you like me, but what type of relationship do you want? Because I said if a man says I like you, and I would ask him what type of relationship he wants with me. So he said it shouldn't be an ultimatum. So Sheriff from Dubai said what he said, and then Crummy cuz he's married apparently, but I don't want to talk about that, but no. He basically said he basically said it shouldn't be an ultimatum, and then something to do with I understand like how it could be if you would have sex with someone, then that's your girlfriend, and then if you're going to show them to your family and friends, that means that's your girlfriend. No, what did he say? He said, if I'm having, it was the paragraphs was all together. It was just kind of like juxtaposing everything. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, I want you to explain. So I need to bring him on this podcast because it was not, some of the things was needs clarification, but he did confirm that, to do with like the topic on love, because he only listened to episode 1 2 because he didn't get to listen to episode 2 yet because I didn't put it on Mixcloud yet at that time. So in all honesty, he said, if I'm someone I'm interested in you, I would like to talk to you, these are the steps I will tell you I'm interested in you. But most men will want to keep it quiet and until they feel like it's the right time, kind of thing. I'm just paraphrasing because that's what it looked like. And then he said something about he loved the episode 1 love podcast, and that one, the topic love, and something about all the best for your future endeavors and something. And that obviously, like, later on I went to find out like who this person was. So they later told me that they were married and all of that stuff. So I was like, oh, that's nice. But then he said they're married but not married, but I think she's his missus. But I don't know when people say stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, you guys are married, like, cool. But no, I do find it really interesting on the two opinions, and I don't mind if people have like their comments. I don't mind comments. I don't mind positive comments, like negative comments. I don't really mind. I don't care about that. But I mean, it's a way to be like improve. My opinion is my opinion. I'm not going to change my opinion, but I mean, it's a way to sort of like improve because now I know like people do actually genuinely like this show. Not to say they don't like it, but it's just beforehand I did get comments. If someone I know said, "Is it all scripted?" And I said, "What do you mean by is it all scripted?" And have you been in it? Like the show? Being in it, as in being in a romantic relationship. I mean, I've been in a relationship where there was one gesture of romance, and that was having dinner in I make doing like a candle. Was it even a candle or was it just a torch? I can't remember what it was. No, okay, this is what happened. They used my decorations that I had from my previous home when I was living alone, and then they used that and decorated. So it wasn't like they went out their way to get those it's not like they went out their way to get those um like, you know what I mean, those equipments like you're using something that's decorations for my previous home. So no, it was not thoughtful, so it wasn't a thought out, well processed romantic. Because also another thing is the food that was cooked, I had cooked the food from literally the night before. So like I said, it's not thought out, it's not thought out well. It's just you taking food that I cooked the night before and then you basically wanting to have that, and then using my decorations for romantic. That is not creative enough. And this person, apparently, they see themselves as a creative person. I'm just like, I don't even see myself as a creative person, but for some reason, people keep saying I am. So I don't know what man would do such nonsensical, not non-thought out romantic gesture, because that was not. So no, I've not experienced, that. And also before, I used to do masseuse, but I stopped because these people in their heads think because it's half of your body being like massaged, like half of it, I said, to the upper part, obviously with clothes on the bottom part. So I was being told it's apparently it's like a romantic gesture, rare, like, would I be interested in getting to know? Like, no. Just no, it doesn't start like that. I feel like a relationship necessarily doesn't start because you're misused and then today you want, because the geezer's now saying like, no, sorry, and like, just no. just no. So I feel like it should be obviously like authentic and organic. So when it comes to, I mean, it's probably the main reason why I don't want to do that, because it's like misuse. I'm like, no. Like, just about to get my license, I was like, no, I don't want to do this because of these weird, strange comments, and I just don't like it. I just don't like it, and also hygiene. Like I told you guys, I'm quite OCD, especially with those four geezers that took my vape recently at the event that took place in Hackney Social in Hackney, and I was just so upset. And I was upset because I didn't expect it from those types of people. We're in a sound system event, and you come one by one, almost as if you guys like all knew. I think they apparently knew each other. It was just the timing they've come all at the same time. Take my vape, say hello, talk to me, and then take my vape, and then not want to give it. I said to them, keep it. I mean, I can see you all enjoying this vape, and I don't even like this flavor. Like, I bought it, I don't like it. It's happened to be in my bag. I happened to take it out literally because I was looking for something like my phone in my bag, and I've seen it, and then like, oh, like, that looks like a vape. I'm like, yeah, you guys are probably not sober because it's definitely a vape. What do you think? But no, seriously, they took it, and I was like, I'm not taking this back. I don't really like this flavor. That's why I've had this specific one for 2 months. I don't really like the flavor, and then I don't want to buy another one. I don't know, like, I just didn't take it back. I said, keep it. I was like, keep it. Just you four, just pass it around, you guys, just keep it, because I don't know what was going on. I know clearly they like the flavor, but I just found it strange that you want to give that back to me after putting it in your mouth. So I wasn't impressed. I wasn't. But it wasn't alright sound system. But no, let me go back on this topic, romance, because there's a bit of a detour right now. I would say it's very, 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 very important before like you put anyone into your show. You need to basically go through some preliminary interview questions, so they are aware about what your show is about and what you're trying to achieve here, what you're trying to do. Because I have been asked, it's been 3 people so far who've asked me to be on a show, and however, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that, and I need to have a preliminary interview question with you so I know what you're bringing to the table. Because I've had a few of my shows, like in the past, like I've done shows before in the past, other shows, and people really, really mess things up. Like, and also, I had this group thing that I was running. It was like a community kind of group thing situation, and then I decided to then launch it out publicly online. I say when I mean social media, and then someone thought that it would be smart for them to try to take it away from me and run it, and not just do that, but at the same time they wanted to then share things on the in the group that had, well, that had nothing to do with the vision of what I was trying to achieve. And I did not accept it, and I would not accept it. So they started acting strange and all of that stuff. And then later on, I let things go. A few times they got shadow banned by social media, not me even, for the types of content they were posting and sharing, which was not what was part of my group vision, anyways, to start with. So I was thinking in my head, it serves them right. First of all, they don't listen. Second of all, it serves them right. Third of all, they're gonna probably be kicked out of admin at this point. So then I decided that I will just leave things the way it is. I know I've taken a bit of a detour out of this conversation, but I just need you guys to know, like, whatever, so you're all really aware. So I would, in that same mindset, I would not bring anyone onto as a host or co-host or a guest or whatever if I've not had a preliminary interview with you, so you know exactly what to expect, and I will know what to expect. I mean, in terms of the topic of the romance, you need to be able to sit the person down, partner, other half, and literally say, I would like you to be more romantic. This is what I expect of you. This is what I expect of you. This is what I would like. This is what I would like from you. I just realized Coach Kyle said, beautiful. Can I be Cupid? LOL. Then he said, kidding. Have you been in it? And he liked the show. Oh, thank you so much, Coach Kyle. But Kyle spelled with a C, not a K. But he confirmed on the comments it's originally spelled with a K. And then Angel Bear 37 came in and came out, and then Asham came in. I don't know if anyone's even here. APO entered the live. When did APO enter? I don't know who's still here because it's, don't know whether it's gonna say or it's not saying. And Coach Cal left 8 hearts. Oh, really appreciate it. So in all honesty, do I have a romantic? Let's just talk about me for a second. Okay. Do I have a romantic relationship going on now? No, I wish I was having a romantic relationship going on at this minute, but I am not, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I think I was literally the verge of being in tears recent. When I was trying to do this podcast, I think I was just like really emotional and just thought it wouldn't be easy to have a romantic relationship if you're not even seeing or dating anyone. Do you know what I mean? And then on top of that, it would be very difficult if that person is not someone that's romantic, or they were, but probably they've had a bad experience with a previous person who didn't value it. And so when they meet you, they think you wouldn't value it, so they decide to reserve it and not share that with you. And so I'm not in the business of trying to force anyone to be romantic, or if he's not romantic, fine. If I'm romantic, then I tell him these are things that I could do, would do, as these are the gestures when I'm deeply deeply attracted in love with someone. But I'll say my romance level is, I won't lie to you guys, is low, just as my sex drive level is low, as I mentioned in the previous episode. But I love hard. I'm a loyal person. I love hard. I'm a loyal person. It just takes a while to, build trust with me. I'm honest. And I'm a ride or die. Yeah. So no, I'm not necessarily hoping that I am. I know that I am. I feel like when one isn't too sure about the types of things they want and need in a relationship, then there's a problem. Because if I'm not so affectionate, but then maybe my romance level, like I said, is quite low, but I am romantic, but it's quite low. Maybe in the future it gets more, it increases. I say future, it could be like 10-20 years, you don't know. But it's not necessarily easy for someone to sit there and think about like a romantic gesture. It's not, you have to think about it. It's the thought that counts. Before I was mentioning, it's not really just about the money. It's not really just about the money. You can write a letter, a love letter. You can, create lots of things. Like I said before, like you can, tickle them. You could do some housework for a week or two for them. You can basically, I don't know, do a weekend breakfast. Put on their favorite music. What else? Some people don't really like kissing outside or under the rain, like, because you either OCD or kissing underneath the rain, you might catch a cold or something. You can ask how you can help. And invite friends over, take them dancing. If they don't know how to dance, teach them how to dance. Writing a love letter is still not outdated. Sorry, because I remember one time someone had written me a love letter. It was very, very intense, but later they were leaving for good. This person went away and then didn't come back. But they kind of told me they were gonna go away and never come back. So I was just like, I don't know what that letter was about then, because but no, it was very interesting because, like, nothing's really happened between us, and they just wrote that and it was very serious. But no, declare tonight, maybe in the night or in the afternoon, or maybe the day you have off work or studies, you can go for like a long walk. I like long walks. But no, and make a meal for them. There's a lot of things you could do. Go for a retreat, but some people don't really do that, because they're too, like, shy. They're too shy, and that's the problem. When you're too shy, you might not want to share your romantic, fantasies or romantic needs and wants to that person. What, damn? How old are you? Old enough. Old enough. You should never ask a lady how old she is, because, to be honest, I'm not saying my age. Sorry to say, because I don't want to say my age. Why does that matter? But sorry. I've got the giggles now. Oh my goodness! Now I'm gonna have to start laughing on here, but it's gonna be the creepy laugh. Sorry, I did the creepy laugh instead. But no, but seriously, I feel like romance is not sex and sex isn't romance. So that's the thing I always used to say growing up. And that's maybe the reason why I end up not being in relationships with guys. Because, like, I don't want to have sex, not to be rude, like, when you're dating, you're like getting to know people when you're young, and I say I want a platonic relationship, no one knows what that is. And I'm thinking, how can you guys not know what this is? Like, I want to get to know you properly before I can decide what I want from you, in that sense. And but no, it's sad. It's so sad. It's definitely sad, I think. When you don't know what to do with yourself, and you've had to think about, why is this person not romantic? It's nothing to do with the love languages, like I mentioned before. It's nothing to do with the 7 or 8, 10 love languages. It has just to do with whether or not they're deeply in love with you, because they they don't know. Like, it's funny. They don't know. It's important. Sorry, it is important to have some sort of romance in the relationship. I'm single. I'm not married, I'm single, but I just feel as though if people really are in a happy relationship that is loving and caring, then you should have some level of romance, just saying, in your relationship. And demonstrating romance is very important. It's just important, I would say. And also, it's not good for your partner to be so quiet on it and doesn't want to talk. They just want to talk about it, and it's like, oh, she's just quiet and she don't want to talk about this or whatever. No, I really do feel like, because if that's important to her, she might eventually talk about that topic with someone else. And no, to be honest, talk about your relationship. What I mean, I don't want to talk about I mean, just genuinely say, oh, he doesn't have any romance in this relationship. What should I do, girl? And her girlfriend says, you should leave him. Or her boyfriend. I mean, her female or her male friend that she's had for years. So her male best friend, um, or her brother, or her mom, her dad. Maybe her dog or a cat might just respond, but no, I feel like her neighbor is gonna get involved. And at this point, you've lost her. The whole community's gotten involved. So you don't want that. So I'll say I would be like, get with the times and try to understand what your partner knows about romance, or wants to know about romance. In future, I wouldn't mind having guests and co-hosts, but it's just, for now, it's just me riding solo and being independent on my podcast. But obviously, like I said, the thing just disappeared while I was recording. I was literally nearly done, anyways. But this one's a bit prolonged because it's live. Whenever I go live, because I'm on live on other platforms like Bigo, I go live on Bigo, YouTube. I was live on Periscope. No longer using Instagram because some stupid idiots, I say stupid idiots, twice now took my Instagram. When I was younger, my Instagram was on millions of, yeah, because of the kind of industry I was in. So I would be like, over the years, because of the types of content I share, it went down and down and down. I was like, I don't really care, because I don't really care. I'd rather have one person listening on certain platforms, because I'm on Spotify, Amazon, Mixcloud, Google Podcast, what do you call it? Radio Public, Cast FM, and some other ones I can't even remember the name. No, SoundCloud as well, obviously. Those other ones are like very new to me. The other ones, and I was just like, what? Never heard of you guys. But no, like, I genuinely feel as though, because I've done some podcasting before, it's not really hard, but it's just like those ones were like TV radio shows, so like an actual TV radio. So it's just like, this is not like, it's not like new, but it's just like, I'm really not. I'm really just not just talking about music, because then I was like talking about music a lot. I love talking about music, and then at one point I just started talking about current affairs, other things. People think it's a bit too controversial, but I didn't really care. But no, I do feel as though I quite resonate currently with this current show, because the experiences I've been having at my age, I haven't even reached midlife crisis yet. I haven't even reached that midlife crisis that I took a break of, trying to date, because It's either that I'm too strict on certain retrospects, or I'm not too strict. But it's just like it's either on far right or on far left. Like I'm not really in the middle at times, but then the times when I'm in the middle, people are like, "You're too controversial." I'm like, guys, just stop. Just stop. Just stop. But no, it was just my opinions are not your opinion. That's because of my lived experiences. So that's the reason why. It's scripted. It's not scripted, because how can that person say it's just so scripted? It sounds so scripted. I'm just like, it is not scripted. You really listen to one episode, you've not ever listened to episode 2. But no, it's not scripted. Why would it even be scripted? And even that day, I was on my way going out. Like I was making plans for going out, and the next day, I was just coming back from uni. I had uni that day, and then the day after that, because I was busy, I couldn't join because I wanted to join that day after that, but I became busy. So that's the reason why. When I said busy, I think I was on another platform. I think I was live on another platform. But no, I do feel as though, because my podcast is not necessarily that, this current show is not that necessarily old now. I'm not bringing in any guests at the moment. So, and when I am, if I will need to interview you. Yeah, I will need to give you a preliminary interview question with assignment. Yes, because I need to know what you're bringing to the table. So, ooh. Look, everyone's saying they're busy, and two of these people, I know they're not busy. I know they're not busy because they told me that they were available between a specific time. So I don't know. If you are too busy, people not busy, then they become busy, and it's just like, okay, cool. But no, I just got a message from them. It's just like, all right. No, but that one's my doctor. He's my doctor. But no. So I'd be like, he's my doctor, but no. I feel like he is the doctor, but no, he's really, really cool. Really cool platonic friend that I'm probably gonna have to get as my other friends that I have that are platonic friendships, and it's been for years. But I would definitely say it's just when someone respects your decision, that's really important. And when a man's being respectful, when he's being romantic, is respectful. Like the worst romantic relationship is when the person like is not much thought on it. They're not planning it properly. They're using your items to make it a special day. They're not thinking outside the box. They're not, I don't know, like there's just so much to it. They're not as creative as they say they are. Like it's a whole lot of mess. And the timing they may want to do this, show this gesture might just be off. Like maybe they do it the day they pissed you off, and they go, "Hey, I just wanted to make this a special day," and it's just like, oh, "Thank you," but you haven't resolved the special issue. It's just like, what do you think you're doing? And it's just like, yeah, you kind of you accept it, but then you're like, it's not been resolved. No, but not like you're laughing at it, but you're literally so stern. Like you haven't resolved this issue. Why would you want to perform this specific romantic gesture? By the way, not sex, by the way, because I have a low sex drive. I ain't having sex that to me. I ain't even having sex right now. I ain't having sex at all. But no, I feel like when you're literally deeply in love with someone, romance is important. And like I said, romance isn't sex and sex isn't romance. So people really need to clarify that, because if not, you might lose that person. Like the person's like, you haven't sex with me so much, you have a high sex drive, I have a low sex drive. What do you think you're doing? It's like, having sex? No, like I will never be with a man that has a high sex drive. I'm so sorry. Like I will tell him from the beginning, ask him. I have to interview. I know we interviewed the guys in the beginning. Because I really can't afford to disappoint them. I really cannot. But in the department of giving gifts and stuff like that, like I'm the one that normally gives gifts, money and gifts and whatnot. But I literally feel like if that's not the man's love language, then I will not be doing that anymore, because I'm just wasting my time. And the worst is when a man does ask you for a huge amount of money, That's probably not his love language, but he needs the money, and it's like he's borrowing it. But when it's a gifted money, I don't mind. But it's when it's a borrow, it's just like you need to pay it back, at that right time. But no, these are the kind of things that are literally slowly by surely stopping slowly, because it's just some of these people are so disrespectful. They don't value it, and they don't even. I don't know. It's just like I'm just being me, and you're doing nothing about that type of you know, affection that I want. You don't even know. I've told you or I've asked you, what yours is, but whatever. But I feel like men kind of assume a woman's love language, and then on top of that, they can also assume that, they're not romantic, or they are. They might look at you and like, you don't look like the romantic type. And then the day like you wow them today, you're their baby girl. I didn't really wow you if I made dinner for you. I'm so sorry, because that's just making dinner. But if it was just a but if it was like something else and I did and they were too surprised, I'll be like, sorry, but you don't know my take on romance, and that's probably why you're shocked. But then I feel like if they did the same thing or something similar or whatever the case is, I feel like sometimes I would like to know, because I don't like surprises. Sometimes I don't like being surprised too much, to be honest. But I feel like I would need to know, just. But then that will ruin it if I need to know all the time. But then I feel like I would need to. I need to kind of know, gauge, like. I've been lied to one time. Someone said they were going to do. Someone's in a relationship for some time, and they said they were going to be, well, serious relationship, but they were going to do something romantic, and they made me tell like more than 10 people about it, because of the type of gesture that they said this romantic gesture was. When it came to that day, when it came to the day, when it came to, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Well, the crow is crowing. When it came to that day, everything they said they were going to do, I had already told them. I told a couple people about it, because I happened to be on a live Periscope then, and I announced it, and I said, "This sounds big," because I don't know why a man would want to do such thing for me in this way. And then I said it, but I obviously didn't have the full location or whatever. I just told me what it was, and it was like including a hall and tables and waiters and waitresses and this and that and 5-course meal and all this crazy stuff. I don't really know what was going on. And he mentioned confetti and all of that. And then I was just, I don't know. I was like, this sounds amazing. It sounds big. Then on that day, cheese and bread. No, cheese and crackers. Or even ogbono soup and pounded yam, as us Nigerian people will be eating sometimes. But cheese and bread, as the Jamaicans and the Caribbean, the Grenadian people and some other people eat. But no, I was literally at this point stunned, because out of the 10 people, 3 people actually wanted to come on that day, like basically escort me. Escort me there. Out of the 10 people, 3 people wanted to escort me there. And it wasn't what it was. It was nothing. Nothing was planned, like they said. That plan was in their head, and it didn't come out. What exactly we went to was Pizza Express. I remember even saying, like, their pizzas are so thin. Like, I eat one slice and I'm full. Like, I ever said, I normally when I eat pizzas, the slices are too big. I have to take the rest home, and it will take me about a couple of days to finish eating it. couple days. Seriously, I have to take one slice each, probably each day, and I'll finish it. And I just didn't know I was. So we all literally. I said to him, "You need to pay for these 3 people that escorted me. And if you need to pay for them, I'll pay for myself. You already know I like paying for me." But I was like, "What was this plan? Was it supposed to be today?" I was like, "As grown as you are, and you're supposed to be older than me, much older. I was like, as grown as old as you are, you did all this planning in your head, and you didn't, and you even made me make my way here dressed like I'm going for a ball." Oh God, I will just never forget that day. I will never. It's in the past though, but I will just never forget it. I don't know if I wouldn't think I was embarrassed, but I was just be like embarrassed for them and clueless for me. And they just, I don't know, but it was a it was a shambles. I just feel like it was something I learned, because after that time, everything they did say was more lies, and the days they planned this and that. There's a day they kept to their word and something, which was a buffet, but I couldn't even eat half of the things on that plate. I don't really eat that much. So I literally said to them, "I'll give you half of the money for this buffet that you've happened to cover because you felt sorry that you didn't keep up to any of your plans that you had." And then on that day, I was like, "I'm breaking up with you." I was like, "I'm breaking up with you. I'm giving you half of the money back. You know, I like paying for me." And they were like, "Yeah, I know you like paying for you, but I'm covering for all the plans I had made before." No, I was not happy. And then, as soon as that, there was a breakup. It did happen. It did happen that day. And then, sorry, that same day, he had the cheek and said, "Okay, in this case, give me back the money for this buffet." I was like, "This buffet was the cheapest buffet in London. Do you not know that? Like, I can give you back this because I normally pay for both of us most times, anyways, or I pay for me sometimes only." But then I was just like, "So you're asking me back for £12?" And I said to him, I said, I will give this back to you, but I need to vomit it out." I need to throw out half of this food that I ate. It was less than half. It's probably like £4 of this food I've eaten from this buffet. So I can't give you £12 back. But no, the reason why obviously I was able to have that kind of conversation with them, because we were together for 3 years at that time. I think. I think it was 3.5. So that's why it was just not making sense. Like this whole drama. Obviously, the next day we still weren't talking, and then spoke to them, explained their behavior was just not romantic. That's not romantic at all. And I found that that's a little bit immature in some sense. And then at the same time, I was actually making sense when I did tell him, you don't make plans with someone every time making plans, and then you don't even actualize that plan. You just say it. And I said, "I bet this is other people, you would have done it to them. So I think it's a disrespect on my end for me." I know it's because then I was younger. He was still older than me. Do you know what I mean? Like 5 years older. So he was like, then he was still like trying to get what he was saying, but he was still being immature by making plans with me on certain times and dates and not actually actualizing them. I mean, that was making up for it, but no, it wasn't really making up because he knows I don't really eat like that. I don't really like food like that. He's not even a foodie himself, but it's just I wasn't a foodie, you're not a foodie. What are we doing at a buffet? Like, I'm confused at this point. Like, why are we even here? I mean, he could have made things up by me by actually actualizing the other plans that he didn't actualize. He made me travel all the time to a non-existing date. Like the plan that was there was not there. You can't roll up with a dress or gown going to the cinema or going to Pizza Express. Like the kind of dress I was a ball gown, because he said it was a ball gown kind of dress. It was in a hall, and he said a 5-course meal. I'm sorry. He said 5-course meal and music, and I was like, but the food, I'm not eating that much, sorry. But it was just the gesture, like the types of things that was gonna be happening. He even said there was going to be a live band. Oh my god. We women, I don't know how females have gone through this, because I mean, I've been laughed at about it, but like I said, some people don't really like great romantic gestures, and if it's not happening, it doesn't mean your relationship's ending. But if it's the man's the one saying it's happening but it's not happening, then maybe your relationship might be ending because he keeps lying to you about that. But I feel like if that would be the be all and end all to really say, that's what you really want, then that's you. But for me, I may have a different view on that. I actually have a different view. I wouldn't necessarily say that should be your main priority in a relationship, because you might end up finding out when you get older you hate romance altogether. It might make you sick to your stomach. Or when you get older, you that actually hate romance, you might love it. So it might be a lose-win situation, but he might be the one that actually loves it when you hate it. So you can't just rule your relationship out just because there's lacking romance. And also another thing, too much romance can make people feel a bit sick. Like, it might be like, this is just too much. Like, what are you hiding from me? You know what I mean? Or, throwing up and whatnot. But no, I do feel like I do feel like when I meet the love of my life, when I find him, it will be like having candy in my mouth, and then specifically drumstick. Actually, no, is it gelatin free? I hope it don't have pork in it, but no. Like, well, a lollipop that has the stick on it, and it would be like I put the lollipop in my mouth, and then I pull the lollipop out of my mouth, and all you can see is the stick. So that's what's gonna happen to him. Not literally, not literally, not literally, but no. But what I mean, like, it's not really because I think he's very romantic, so I'm going to choose him, whatever, or he's romantic at all. But if he has just even 1% in him that I know that he's able to share, and it's not like overwhelming, then I'm good, because already I don't like obsessive men. Already, like, you're too obsessive, there's a problem. If you're too possessive, there's a problem. So in my opinion, because I've been around obsessive and possessive guys, so I know what I'm talking about. So it's not for me, it's not that great. Maybe when I'm older I might like it, but I don't really like stuff like that. It's just ugh. I don't know, maybe it's because it's my star sign, because I'm a Capricorn, so I don't really know. But we're very pragmatic people. Don't really just jump into a relationship like that. And it takes us a while to trust people and some other stuff. But for me, naturally, I am loyal to someone, but not just because I trust you, because that's not just the only basis that I will be loyal on someone with. But I feel like I'm not someone who would like for a man to forcefully be romantic because he thinks I like it. And that's the problem. You have to ask me, you have to sit down and ask me my tolerance and my level on it. Like I already told you, my sex drive is low. So you cannot have a high sex drive. I'm so sorry. So you cannot. I mean, if you are, then we're not compatible. We will not be, because you play one every day. I play once a week, twice a week, at most, and you're like confused why this woman is like this, but I'm like this, and I can't compromise. I don't know. I just can't compromise in that area. The area of romance, I can compromise if you're not so romantic. Fine. If you're not romantic at all, not fine. you know. So that's just it, really. And you're someone that's wanting to have sex like a rabbit, well, not fine at all. Never, never, never going to be with you. Sorry. Sorry. But in terms of love, if it's just your love languages and the level of how you think you love me, you're not too sure and all that stuff, I can accept that. Like, I'm not saying, you know, you have to love me within 3 months or you have to love me within 1 week. If you don't love me, fine. That's all right. And if you like me, fine. If you don't like me, fine. I just want to know, like, the truth. Like, what do you see? What do you see in me? You know what I mean? Not just like I like you, and then what? Like I was explaining in a relationship. Someone wants a relationship, all they say is I like. So it's not by force for the men that come I meet. Like you have to be interested in me in non-platonic. I prefer as platonic. I usually prefer that at first. And when I say at first, I mean in case I end up finding that you're interested, or I end up finding that I'm developing feelings, I would prefer that over the geezer goes, oh, I like him, interested in you. The next minute he's like telling me I'm still in love with my ex-girlfriend, or I mean still in love with my ex-girlfriend. I'm just like, okay. And I'm like, all right. Then another person's like, oh, I broke up with my ex because she gave me STD and chlamydia because she was sleeping around with 3 guys and she told me. And I'm like, okay. But I don't talk to her anymore. The next minute, he gets a call from the same ex he just spoke about, and he has a love heart next to her and a broken love heart. And I'm looking at him thinking, you're not okay. You need help. You're not alright. But I mean, you need help in the sense that you're not actually interested, but you still got love hearts next to their name. Whether or not the first love heart is whole and the next one is broken, I don't know what that's about. But it's just some people are just so immature and so strange. I'm just thinking like, however you were in your past life, whatever you were, you needed to grow up, and you need to grow up in this life. Because what is this? I will never ever put a love heart next to an ex's name. A broken love heart or a whole one. That's just weird. No, seriously, I do feel like, in all honesty, because of the awful experience, even like had someone who was so obsessive, they found my address, in the sense that I say found in the sense that I didn't give them my full address or anything. They probably had the postcode, or maybe they didn't. Let's just think about that right now. They didn't have anything, to be honest. And then I then remember, it's just so like annoying for them to try and cause a scene. I'm about to call the police, and I'm thinking, this person, like, you said you weren't interested. The next thing you were because your friend or girl was coming to your house, and I happened to be in your living room, and she's coming to your house. I don't know. These topics are just so pissing me off. I'm just like, on the category of low level romance, this person was no level. They told me they don't like romance in a relationship at all. They don't like to hug, kiss, nothing in a relationship too. They also explained they had a medium sex drive in the relationship. If they were to be in a relationship with me, it would be medium. And I said mine will be low. I don't know if it'll work. And then watching a movie, and then a girl comes up the stairs, knocking on the door. By the way, then he goes, I knew she was coming, by the way. And I go, but who is she? Like, what is she to you? I'm so confused. And then he's just like, it's just a friend. I was like, an ex-girlfriend or what? He's like, yeah, we dated before. And I was just like, so she knows I'm here. He's like, no, she doesn't know you're here, but she's coming. And I'm like, I didn't know she was coming. I know that she's at the door. So I basically opened the door and I said that she has to go. I was like, you have to go. I was like, no, because I was so confused. Because I was just like, what's going? This is so weird. Like, why would you even do that? And he's explaining, oh no, they're no longer together. She has a boyfriend now, and like she's traveling out of the country, and that she might be vacating, but it might be a holiday. I said, you guys both go on a holiday together, and he's like, no, it's her new boyfriend. And I was like, I'm just looking at them both and just thinking, these people are so strange. Like, why do you have your ex partner coming to the house on the same day? This is the second time I'm literally basically talking to you like properly, and you're basically doing this. I was just looking at this guy's not serious. Then I was just thinking, I don't think we're compatible anyway, because everything's not balanced here. You don't do romance in a relationship. Everything is all medium in this sense, and everything's distant. I was just thinking, no, this is not going to happen. And then he is not interested in something to do with like seeing people's family members or seeing them, and then he's a bit contradictory because he said he told his family members about me from the first day. I'm like, you're not alright. And this is the same geezer that ended up coming to look for me after a month knocking, looking. I just found your address. I was like, where? He was like, oh, you happened to leave something over. And I was like, what did I leave? I didn't leave anything over. I was like, oh, you left this information. And I was like, what do you mean information? All I told you is that I'm currently looking for a part-time job at the moment while I study. So is there any case that you'd happen to look at my CV if you don't mind looking at it? He said, okay, cool, we'll look at it. So it was like part of the postcode was on there. So that's the reason how he went looking. But he said he knocked on various doors. I'm like, doesn't that sound like a stalker and a nutcase to you? I'm like, no one would do that in the right sense. And you're a grown man, grown person, like probably 8 to 9 years older than me. Yo, what you doing, man? That was just so disgusting. Where he did bring that the girl, his ex, over. It was absolutely disgusting. I would say it's not good. And then since I did tell her why I was there, and I explained to her like this is, and then she was like, oh, she was upset with him. She's like, you should have told me this from her. And I was like, I think he's trying to make you jealous, but nothing's proceeding between me and him. He's on interview stage. He's on interview stage. Nothing's really proceeded. But apparently he said I was good at holding conversation, although I'm not talking to that. He spoke more than me. I don't know how he said I was good at holding conversation, but no, he spoke the most, and I didn't really speak that much, but he said I was good at holding conversations, and that's why he was interested, and like he liked the knowledge and things I shared, and like, you know, and then he said he liked my height because apparently he thinks he's too short, and then that was it. I don't really think there's really anything going on here. Then another thing I said to him, but why did you really want to talk to me? And then he then said, oh, he said initially he has an interest in Spain, and he thought I was Spanish because apparently in person I look Spanish or something, and I was just a bit confused. I was confused at this point, and I'm like, that makes no sense, because obviously you heard my name, I told you my name, but to then say I look Spanish, I'm confused. Like, how the flip do I look Spanish? Confused. How I'm strictly fully African here, no mixes, just fully West African Nigerian, and you're telling me I just said to him, now I remember telling him, you're telling me you're an African person, you're telling me that I look Spanish. I was offended. I told him I was a bit offended, and then I was like, I don't know, because I don't give anything that's, I mean, I've been to Spain a couple of times, like I'll probably go again a few, maybe if I can get a flight ticket, but no, okay, I'll probably go. But no, I do feel like Spain is a nice place, like a good country, like the language is quite easy to learn and whatnot. And then you have like Germany as well. I really want to go to Germany, but I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll travel, but not now because I'm busy with my studies. I'm busy with my studies at the minute. Yes, I'm doing. This is my, yeah. This is definitely my third degree. This is me studying again, and no, I'm getting tired of it at this point. I'm getting tired of the studies at the moment. But I feel like when you're doing short courses and then you get tired of it and you're like, this is just not it. Because I've done short courses and I just keep studying and studying. People are like, do you get tired of studying? I'm like, I don't. No, I don't. Should I really? You don't have my brain, so let me keep studying. Like, let me use my brain. Like, some people only use 50%. Let me use, or even 20%. Let me use my brain, okay? Like, your brain is not my brain, okay? So, but no, I'm not in the business to coach people in relationships, sorry, because I feel like it's mentally draining in a sense, like, because I myself, I probably need some coaching myself. I probably need coaching myself. I mean, at one point I was getting some coaching a little bit, but it wasn't on the topic of romance. It was just like talking about having understanding in a relationship. And I was just like, I'm overstanding what they're saying. It's just they're just lying and then covering up their lies and then doing this and that. And it's just like, no. And because I'm an honest person, they're not gonna like the fact that I'm being honest about it. Then when I'm being honest about calling them out what they've done, then they take a step back and they don't even reflect on what they've done, and they do it again and again and again and again. So no, it's not about me not understanding, it's about them. So if I'm actually taking time to reflect and seeing what I'm doing wrong and what I'm saying, like I'm taking time. I'm not even telling you, Mr. Coach, or whatever you were. Like I don't even, like, this is like in the past, but it's just like it really annoys me sometimes because I'm just thinking you're not even there. You're just taking side because you said they like the person. They're nice. You're taking sides. And I'm like, I will never bring a plus one into any future relationship. I don't care if you're verified coach. I'm better off going to, what's that show called? Blue Therapy. I'm better off going to Blue Therapy than seeing a relationship coach. At least mental health coaches doesn't make sense. Like, what I'm talking about. Because at least they're not going to be too petty and too like one-sided. They won't be like on the fence with you. They won't be like, do you know what I mean? Whereas like relationship, they're gonna be, well, that person, she was clearly trying to be on his side. She's like, you seem nice and whatever. I'm like, seeming nice and not actually being, on your, actually being on your own persona. Your personality is like that, but you're off your persona at this minute. It's just like, just be honest about what you were doing and saying, and that would help. But to try to bring it up and start like now motivating the coach, I'm like, this, don't motivate the coach. The coach is here to help. It's the coach or the therapist. I don't even know like what this was. I think she was definitely qualified therapist, but I feel like it's not really counseling. That's what it was, a counselor, but she had like other certificates for people. No, I'm doing counseling. I didn't like it, so did I continue it? No, I didn't, because it's like you're just a one-sided. And then on top of it, she happened to be his friend or someone they know, someone he knows. I was like, that's so weird. Like, she's one-sided because she happened to get to know a little bit about you or a lot about you and your friends. So how is that helping me? Because she's not in this relationship to know, she's just a friend of yours that happened to be a qualified therapist. And she was apparently my age at that time or younger. I can't even remember what was going on. I don't know what was going on, but no, I was so perplexed and I was just like, please show me your certification, because I wasn't too sure. And I was like, okay, no, I believe you, because I have certificates and certain things too. I was like, oh, I believe you, but you shouldn't be on his side because your friends is biased. And I remember telling her, this is so biased, I don't want to be here anymore. So I left her and him in their living room, and that was it. I mean, that wasn't in a relationship because we weren't still in the relationship after that. Yeah, this different person. But then we were still in a relationship after that. But then after that, nah. Like, I had to end things because like anytime he put some messy situation and he was doing some things that wasn't really united and agreeable, an agreement, he would call two people of the opposite sex who happened to be counselors. And I said, I know counselors who are not like in their 30s or in their 40s. They're in their 60s and 70s, and they will give you down some serious downloads. So I don't mind hearing from them, but because they're your friends, like you said, they're your friends, or you speak to them regularly, your friends, you're probably telling them everything. I said, these people that I would bring, they would be literally mutual, because I don't tell them everything and anything about myself like that. So they will be mutual on the situation we were going through. So when that happened, they were getting angry. With their maturity level, I'm like, you can't be this age and you're this immature. And I was upset in some things the lady did say to the woman, but I took it. I did take it on the chin, and I did put in some of the solutions that she said, because some of them was doable, some of them I couldn't do it because it's like he's not at the headspace maybe, or physical space maybe, where he's actually able to want to receive what I'm doing. So I don't know. I just gave up on that, and then I was just like, this is just not working out. So not interested. I do feel like it's not necessarily always the man's fault, it's not always the woman's fault, but, you know, and it could just be life experiences and bad experiences that could put people in a situation like that. But no, other than that, I need to just conclude here, because like I literally need to go make myself some nice cocktail, because I'm making myself some lovely, it's called juicified cocktails. But no, I'm really, was it mocktail? I don't even know what to call this one. But no, I really need to go now, and I'm going to announce quickly my event that I'm doing on the November the 26th, which is a poetry event. And this poetry event tickets are already out on Eventbrite. It's free. It's a free event, so it's free. You can just join. Yeah, you can join around the world. It's going to be virtual as well. It's live, so it's virtual live and stuff like that. But it's not necessarily, all the information is there anyways. It's not going to be that long. People said it's too long. Like, they said, why would you do an event for 4 or 5 hours? I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Don't you ever. I don't like when people tell me not to be, I'm not rebellious or nothing, but it's just like when people tell me what to do, like, don't do this because of that, don't do that because of this, don't do this because of that, don't do that because of this, don't do this. I'm like, if you were a historian, I will listen to you. But you're not even, you don't even know anything. You're just telling me not to do my poetry event for that long. You're right. You're okay. I already have 2 guests that said they will be there, but it's just, I've obviously interviewed them. So, but it's just like, I don't necessarily feel like it's too long. Sorry, it's not that long, but obviously there's intervals and whatnot, but it's not going to be that long. It's not going to be that long. Trust me. I know, like, the reason why it's also it might look like it's long, because the time zones of some certain people that I've invited, a couple of people, their time zone's a bit off, so it gives them enough time to join. And 2 of them who happen, two of them who are going to be on the guest, one of them happened to be somewhere else in another country, so obviously it's going to be easier for them as well. So, but no, I would actually say like it's that long, and it would be really but I feel it's going to be worth it. If you don't like poems, I'm sorry, don't come. Don't be there. Don't be there virtually. But it's just not the kind of thing where I feel like it's gonna go, because like I'm really into poems, I'm really into like spoken word as well, but I'm into like, you know, this type of stuff. But you know, I'm really into, I'm really into, so as I'm really into, like, I've done a few things and I've been able to like be at a few events and have my work placed in specific institutions and departments and whatnot, but because it was asked for, so then they took it and then placed it there. And then when they did like launches for their organization, charity, business, and I was there. But this didn't happen quite regularly. It was like 2 times it happened, and then I was told to come back again, and I was just like, from certain, and I have a lot of them, but it's not that much in my eyes because I'm still writing more. And in the past, a few people were looking forward to it in the future, but then some of them have passed away now, which is too sad, because they weren't able to experience it, but they have family members who can obviously like check it out, but they probably don't want to because they don't like poems. I'm just like, you guys are so annoying, like. But no, I do feel like, it's not gonna be that bad. If I need to cut it short, I need to cut it, like, definitely I'll cut it short by midnight. No, I don't want to say scare you guys. No, but it's gonna be a long event. Like it's gonna be quite interactive. It will be interactive. It's not going to be just one person, two people, three people, whatever. Just before it's gonna be interactive. Okay. So I've coordinated actual events before, you know, for people and helped them out for their events and supported them. Um, they are older than me. Some of them are in their 40s. Yeah, I've helped them coordinate events before. They just asked me like, "Do you want to class? How do you know I'm gonna organize? I know I'm organized, but I can be messed like not as organized sometimes." But they're like, "No, I've seen you. The way you've done some of the things that you were doing, you know, in media industry, whatever. Like I've seen it, and I'm like, but how did you know I'm the one that's, you know, planned it and scheduled?" They're like, because they're aware. That's what happened. I was like, yeah, I'm the one, but they didn't say, you know, I'm the host of it. But then, organization wise, no, I'm good organizer. Like, oh, yeah, you coordinate. I was like, cool. So it happened like 3 times that I coordinated 3 people's events before. And it was successful. I had like lots of people turn out, like hundreds. But I wouldn't say I'm a coordinator. Like, probably might be a coordinator. Like, no, I don't know. But no, Podbean, I literally talking about Podbean to everyone. Like, Podbean is so good. I heard about it when I was younger. Like, I've been talking about Podbean for years now. I've been on I actually am on Podbean already, but from years ago. And I had like thousands of plays. I don't know if thousands of millions. I don't know. It was like people listening on the topic, on the subject of the media sector, the media industry, and stuff like that. And you know, it was liberating and positive for other people. For me, it was a bit daunting then because I was like, I was forced to do this. I was forced to do this then by one of my teachers in school, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. I prefer to stand and do these presentations, and I'll be quick and done with it. And they were like, no, you need to do it. It's like a multiple of podcasts I have on Podbean already, but from years ago. I don't know how old I was because it was years ago. Absolutely years ago. But and all that being said, I didn't plan to do this live podcast today. I just was doing my podcast, going to round up sooner or later, and then the thing just went and disappeared. And I was like, for that reason, I'm going on live because all the things I was doing, it was like a lot of editing, to be honest. I was like, this is so much editing. Like I was doing based on like what I wanted to put in it. So I was just like, oh my goodness. I love editing, don't get me wrong, but it's just when the thing just disappeared. I was like, that's stupid. That crow pissed me off. Like the crow was just going and going and going and going before it exited. I'm like, you naughty app. You crashed on me. But no, it's called lagging. But I don't know how you can lag while you're doing an offline podcast. That makes sense to me. But and all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this episode on. I will never make an episode this long again. But no, I will never make it this long again. No, my previous podcast wasn't live, and the one before that wasn't live. So this one was just so long-winded, I say. But I hope you all enjoyed it. Speaking to you, ChocoVivSpeaks. Yes, today is Wednesday, 8th of November. It's 9:58 p.m. Speaking to you from Hackney, East London. And I'm basically going to let you all go. Hope you listened to the previous podcast that I made and the previous episodes on love and sex and this is romance. But the next episode is going to be on relationships, but I'm focusing mainly on the topic on friendship because this is going to be a sector like you guys would not want to miss this topic on friends. You would not want to miss it. Literally, it's going to be really interesting topic. I think it will be the best topic so far on this show, and you can't miss it. Like if you, I want to say you can't miss it, it'll be a podcast, so you can listen to it after. But please listen to the previous ones and definitely listen to the next one. So take care, everyone. How do I end this live? Oh, there's a button over there.